Morning, y'all. Welcome back to the vlog. So it's Pantry Challenge. I am feeling somewhat better today. It seems like as soon as that sun goes down, though, my throat starts messing, and then in my chest today, I feel some deep wheezes in there. I'm gonna keep my options open about calling the doctor. I had a virtual appointment on Friday, a teleappointment. 100% a waste of my time. It wasn't my original. Wasn't my doctor. It was just somebody else. And she was at the end of her day, and I could tell. I had been on hold for about an hour. How long was I on hold? Over an hour. Waiting in the teleappointment for her to show up. And all to no avail. She said about 2 weeks is what I could hope for with feeling better. I refuse. Today is the 7th day. And I do not want to feel the way I have felt. So I'm up. I did rest. It's about 9. So I did I took Alana to work this morning, and then I came home to rest. I'm up for now. When I have little bursts of energy, I get up and do things. And it's not even like I don't have energy. That's not even the real. I have plenty of energy. It's just when those, I'll cough at times. When it'll come, it'll just bother me. Yeah, my energy's fine. Like I'm not, but I was tired. I actually got up about 2:30 this morning. I could not sleep. And so my body was up, and I took some meds and tried to get comfortable. I think I finally dozed off about 4, but then Alana gets up about 5:15, and I was in the living room. She came in, and I knew I needed to get up, and I've been taking so many meds that I just feel weird, loopy, weird, and so I had to go lay back down before I took her to work. And then when I got back home, I made Jackson get out of my bed and laid back down, and then I got a phone call this morning. Hey, what's wrong, Jackson? Probably just got too close or something. Be careful. Let them outside. I want you to coordinate those dishes, like starting from dishwater, please. Yes. Very good. And probably let's put the kettle on. That'll give us some really hot water to get them done. So anyway, we put some tomatoes. I got a phone call. Somebody was talking about the book. And I was telling the ladies, if you have bought my book, thank you so much. I appreciate that. But I was telling the ladies on Saturday that, because I have to send some books out. I actually need to address books this morning. And I was telling the ladies, I said when I opened it up, because I had not seen it in book form in my hand, because it's for sale on Amazon. And I ordered some copies, and they came in on Saturday. No, they came in on Friday. And as I was going through, just opening up the pages, I read the introduction. And I said to myself, this is not about me, y'all, so please don't hear that. I said, darn, that's pretty good. If I hadn't written this book, I'd read it myself. And so someone called me this morning to say the same thing. Very well written. What they had read so far was very good. So if you have the book and you have enjoyed something in it, please go to Amazon and leave us a review. I would love it. I would love to have a review from you all. It would just help with sales, help with people, not that I'm trying to. I wrote the book as a way of expressing some feelings and issues that I had or was going through at the time. If the Lord chooses to bless it financially, then that's a blessing. When you publish through Amazon, like I didn't have any upfront costs except the time to write the book, right? So that didn't cost me anything. So that wasn't the purpose. The purpose of writing a book wasn't to write the book for money. Although I'm sure that's a byproduct of writing anything or doing any work. It was just a blessing to be able to have. But if you have received it and it has blessed you, then I would really, really love a review on Amazon. That would be so perfect. But anyway, Jackson put these tomatoes in. And we did not get our timing right, so I had to redo them for just a few more minutes. And they are done now, so I'm putting them in our jar. We have just decided to love these. They're the little grape or cherry tomatoes. We usually get the grape ones. And then we get the snacking tomatoes, and we'll do those in the dehydrator as well. And they come out tasting like candy. Don't you think, guys? He's not a fan this morning. Okay. So I'm going to get these put into the jar, soaked in oil. And then we're going to figure out some food for today. What do we have that we need to use? We've got the meat out. Do we know what that meat is?
It's chicken.
The one in the other bag? Let's put that in the crock. Let's get the crock pot out. Because it looks like a loin or roast or something to me. Like Mississippi roast or something. What do we think? And it's not a lot, so we could probably use a small crock pot. Now, I will say this. We have actually been pulling... We've been pulling out of that freezer. I know it doesn't look like a lot because we have a lot of food, but we have been pulling out. Right, Jack? Let me smell it. Because it's been sitting in that fridge. Oh, that's just grease. That's just where it's been in the fridge. Oh, yeah, that's a roast. But it's actually just a roast. I don't think it has anything with it. So how about we is there a brown gravy packet up there? We're going to turn it into Mississippi roast. It is a tenderloin that we cooked, but it does not have all of the things. So we're going to make it a faux Mississippi roast just by adding the things on the back end that we normally would have added on the front end. And I'll walk you guys through that as well. Okay, let me just get these tomatoes in, and then I will come back and walk you through the roast. All right, y'all, I've gotten all the tomatoes in oil. I just like to, I know, why do you dehydrate them? To rehydrate them in oil. They don't lose their shape in oil. They don't lose their firmness in oil. They're just not, I can't eat them soft or plump and chunky like that. But I can eat them like this. And so we just put them in different meals. So I had bought some oil the other week when I went to the grocery store because we needed oil. We can't be without that. Because we were actually almost without any fat source. I have a little bit of butter. I have no coconut oil, and I had a little bit of oil left. All right. Did I get the small crock pot out? All right. I have my small crock pot because that roast is not very big. We had, I guess, previously cooked it in the. I don't know when we cooked it, but I have a roast. Now this is just it's been in the freezer, so that's the fat that has frozen. And a ranch dressing. So I'm going to do kind of a Mississippi roast. This roast is done, so it does not have to cook. I'm just going to put it on. And maybe by lunchtime, Jackson and I'll have a meal. We're off today. Sister had to work. So I've got the roast in. I'm going to add in, just for my sake, some carrots that I had in the garage. Okay, because I can have carrots. Perfect. We do have canned tomatoes canned potatoes that we could add to that if we wanted to. I'm going to leave those out at the moment. Jackson, do we have any butter that I can add in here? I'm going to add in some ranch. Just some ranch seasoning. Because this actually needs to be used up. We've had it.
Just last a little bit.
Okay, perfect. I'll take that last little bit. That'll be good. I'll do like 2 tablespoons of that. There's about 2 tablespoons and a half of butter. I'm going to add that in. Again, it's not a big roast and it's already cooked. 1 brown gravy packet. And then I'm going to add in some pepperoni cherries. Just a couple of those because, again, it's not a big roast. Just to add some spice, I'll take a little bit of that juice. Okay, perfect. So that's one thing that came out of the freezer. Here you go back. And I'm just going to put the top on, and I think I'm going to let this go on high for a couple hours just to really kind of get moving, and then we'll turn it down to low. We'll keep warm. So that's one thing that is there. Jackson's going to get ready to wash some dishes and wipe these countertops down. And I'm going to go do some more work, and we'll come back when we have more food things going on. Okay, y'all, I'm back in the kitchen doing food things. If you look over here, right over here, there's a ton of stuff that we just pulled out of the fridge we need to use. So I've got some chicken parts. We're probably going to throw these in the air fryer. It's just 2 thighs, 2 legs, and a wing. I have some cornbread, which I was thinking about eating today, but I think this has been out too long. Okay, sorry, y'all. I got some broccoli in the microwave. I do plan to have broccoli with my breakfast. It's 11:25. I broke my fast about 9:30 with just a cup of coffee because I needed coffee. It's very challenging to fast and not feel well. But then it's also challenging to think about going back to the fasting when I do feel better. So I'm just trying to mind what I eat, but I am feeling like I need to eat something. The next thing that we do have to use, we've got a cucumber, we've got some carrots. I guess I could have used these carrots in that crock pot, but I was trying to make that quick, and it's already up to temperature. That small crock pot doesn't take long to warm. I've got a little bit of broccoli for Jackson. We forgot a tomato, so I have some tomatoes. We've got some shrooms, some peppers. So Jackson will make some type of a stir fry, I'm sure. I've got bacon. We never have extra bacon. I must not be eating as much. And then I've got the keto pancakes and sausage. So I thought for dinner I could have breakfast for dinner. We have a little bit of white bread left that Jackson made last week. And so I am working on a few tortillas. These are the 0 carb tortillas from Mission. They're 0 carbs, and I'm getting ready to have that broccoli with the meat on top. So I just thought I'd have a couple of tortillas here. I'm just putting them in a little bit of oil because I would prefer them to be nice and firm. I don't like tortillas straight out the pack. It's not my favorite way to eat them. So I'm actually just warming these in a little bit of oil. And then I'm going to put some cheese on top and let it melt. That'll be my bread of the day. Not a lot of food waste today. Jackson does have some onions he still has to use, but he's a big stir fry kid. He'll make a big stir fry and just eat the whole thing by himself, and it'll all work out perfectly. And then that's what we have as far as meals for today. We're not taking anything else out. We've got chicken. If I need lunches for tomorrow, I'm still trying to debate whether I'm going to work tomorrow or not. I missed a couple days last week, and I may not end up going tomorrow, just depending on how I'm feeling. I just took some medication, just over-the-counter stuff. Really have not been going out of the house, just trying to stay in and mind my business and not get people, you know, exposed to my whatever. The kids are fine. Jackson has nothing. Sister had some nose issues last week. So it's just passed around from being around people. Of course, Jackson and I went back to school after being off for 17 days, and we were fine. We were not sick, and then we went back to school. Okay. So, of course, I'm not dressed to the hilt and looking my best. I'm just wearing house clothes around the house. I'll grab a shower in a little while. But I've been up past my moments right now. I need to go lay down. But I haven't eaten and I want to eat. If I don't eat now, I probably won't eat for a long time because I just won't think about it. But I am going to try to eat something. And yeah, life is going to be good. These are the 0 carb sun-dried tomato basil street taco size from Mission. And they smell heavenly when you put them in this oil. It's just a pan, just a little pan that I had. I think we cooked eggs in it yesterday. All right, so that's done. Now I'm gonna throw my broccoli that I just did in the microwave in here. Add in some of those dehydrated tomatoes, put it on my plate, and then I am going to eat that as my first meal of the day. It's a little bit of cheese that we need to use up. So I find if we pull stuff out, like I don't love to have stuff on my counter, but if we pull it out, we know what we're working with and we know what we need to try to go ahead and consume. I don't have a lot of broccoli in here because I split it with Jackson because he wanted to have some for his stir fry, which is perfectly fine. I do have a couple pieces in here and we needed to eat this before it goes bad. Okay. So I just microwaved it for a few minutes. There were a couple of bad spots on those. So let me get some of these dehydrated tomatoes that we just did. I love them this way. And they come out tasting just like candy. Okay. And I don't traditionally like tomatoes. If they're plump and fat and squishy, I cannot eat them. Jackson did do some dishes, which was helpful. I'm going to leave that over there because he has some broccoli he needs to use as well. I am not going to salt this at all, simply because there's enough seasoning in the meat. And I don't want to over season. Trying to watch my salt intake, not for any particular reason. Just because I am using my Redmond pans, my Redmond home pan. And y'all, this non-stick situation is like life over here. I mean, it is amazing. Just the, I mean, nothing is sticking. Okay. And I love it. Probably what would be really good too, just because of the way I feel here. This is where I hurt. Not hurt. This is where the discomfort is. This is right here in the middle of my chest. And so that leads me to my asthma. You know, to the asthma, I always think, okay, I'm having issues here. It's a little wet and crunchy in there. I'm like, Lord, I don't want to do bronchitis. That's just not going to work for me. I do have classes this week. I think I have classes on Thursday, but I may end up canceling those classes if I don't want to, if I'm still not feeling well, because I don't want to be around kids. And I can actually go to my office and not be around people. I can keep my door closed if I have to go to work, which I won't be able to stay off too much because I took off a couple of days last week. Okay. All right. If you have not given a look into the Redmond home pans, I'm going to encourage you. Look, I just tossed out my broccoli and my tomatoes. Came out clean. Several of you said you did have that brand, or you had 1 or 2 pieces and you really liked it. I like it. I'm going to pull out some of this meat. I turned it down to low. I'm actually just going to now turn it to keep warm. And I'm actually going to just put it right on top of my broccoli. And then I'm going to try to get some of that juice if I can. Yeah, this meat is tender, but it had already... it had already cooked before. Now, there's not a lot of juice in that, but I'm going to try to get a little bit off. because that's where that flavor is. It's in the bottom. A few more carrots will be perfect. When I don't feel well, I don't really love to eat keto. I love to eat comfort, whatever that is. And right now, I'm just not feeling the best. I have had good energy today, but I'm drawing down now. It is time to go sit somewhere and eat. So that's what I am gonna do. I'm gonna put my feet up. I do have a project the kids and I are working on. So in just a little while, I'm gonna, well, I was trying not to wait till Alana got off from work, but I think I'm gonna have to wait for her. But I'm not teaching my class tonight because I'm not feeling the best. So anywho, I'm gonna go enjoy my lunch. Here's what it looks like. This is the broccoli with the roast and the carrots, and then those 2 tortilla wraps with some cheese. And we'll be back when there are more food things. Hey y'all, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. So we're doing food things, right? Okay, I had to work today, and it's Tuesday, January 17th. So we have in this Instant Pot some fish chowder. We had, what, 3 fish fillets. There's some carrots. There's some cauliflower. So we just made a fish chowder like we normally would to use up those 3 fillets. We did not have cream cheese, and so I did go to buy cream cheese, right? They did not have cream cheese, so I went and I picked up Neuchâtel. Not my fave, but they didn't have anything else. Now, one of the questions we've had often is why stock up? You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people think you do it because you're a prepper and you're crazy and you know you're going into that Armageddon type preparation situation, and that's really not true. I know I heard Becky say this during Christmas, and this was our situation as well. You could not find hash browns. I did a breakfast casserole, and hash browns was one of the items that I needed for the breakfast casserole. I don't care what store I went into. They did not have hash browns. This soup is nice and creamy, so I just added in about 1/4 of that Neuchâtel to just make that soup a little bit more creamy. So stocking up could just be for those times when you cannot find what you're looking for. Lots and lots and lots of YouTube moms, ladies that cook, say cream cheese freezes wonderfully and it works well in things like soup and stuff. Not necessarily if you're trying to do like a cheesecake or something like that. That would not be the best use of a frozen block of cream cheese. But if you're putting it in soups and different things like that, that would be an excellent use of a frozen cream cheese. So this looks like that's going to be a pretty hearty soup. I do not have any more almond flour, so we will not be able to do the keto cornbread, but I do have some Jiffy cornbread. I'm going to get Alana to make a pan of cornbread because it's what we have, and so we're going to use that. The kids took out 2 things of shredded chicken, which is what we had in the freezer. So it's 2 packages of shredded chicken. And what we're going to do is I'm going to put this in a crock pot with some barbecue sauce. Crock pot, barbecue sauce, chicken. That's going to make like chicken sliders. And I've got some buns for that. And I got some cheese slices. So that will be something else. I'm back to work. Kids are back to school. And so we need to have meals. The other thing we have is some roast and a loin. So we're going to actually put that together to do like a Mississippi roast loin. And that'll be in a separate crock pot. So I'm going to take you guys over to my other counter. I do have to take Jackson to Taekwondo. Hey, Bubba, will you get Mom some different shoes? Can you put those back on the top of my closet and get me different shoes? And I'm going to get the chicken in the other crock pot so that that can be done by the time we get back, or at least it would be warm by the time we get back from Taekwondo, because I have to take Jackson for his class. And then I'm going to take a coffee to go. I won't be able to do anything till I get back. All right, y'all. So we're going to do this chicken. It's just chicken meat. Sorry, I'm trying to get my angles better, but I don't think that helped at all. Okay. Oh, no worries. And I don't want to touch the meat either, so I'm just going to use these gloves. These are not my favorite food gloves, but I will get some more at some point. I just don't have any right now. And we don't have a lot of barbecue sauce either. This is not a keto barbecue sauce. It's just what we have in the house, and we're using it. So I don't have a ton of this, but I do have buffalo sauce. So I'm going to mix the two. Right? We don't mind a barbecue buffalo sauce. We just got to use up what we're using up. Yes, I did buy a few things today. Just some Neuchatel and some sliced cheese for these sandwiches. But again, it's what I have. Okay, this is kind of still a little bit frozen.
Excuse me.
And what I'm going to do is just pull apart what I can pull apart. Right? I sprayed the insert so that it wouldn't have stick. Okay. And this is just another piece. These come from those rotisserie chickens that we usually have, and sometimes we don't always use it for chicken salad. I love to use chicken breast for chicken salad. That just works out real well for me. But sometimes we don't always get the chicken salad done. So we end up with this. And so here we are. With this. And so that's how it's going to be. All right, perfect. So I got rid of 2 bags. Right? Use it up. This is what I got rid of. Or what I'm getting rid of. Try to clean up there a little bit. Okay. And now I'm going to combine the buffalo. Well, I'm not going to combine the buffalo. Let me see if I can get this top off. With this wing sauce, which is easy pour. Okay. So I'm going to do that. Perfect. Now, sister doesn't really like a hot. Sister's not a hot person, but she will tolerate it. And then with the buffalo sauce, with the barbecue sauce, Jackson said this was a sweet. It's a honey barbecue. Berman's, we got this from Aldi. So this has been in the pantry, in the deep pantry, and it needs to be used. These will make good sandwiches. This is enough for a dinner and probably lunch for both sister and I. Jackson eats lunch at school. I'm going to put a little water in this. Sister's making cornbread to go with the chowder. I'm finishing up this this is a buffalo barbecue chicken. Don't be afraid to get creative in your kitchen. I am an artistic mind, but I'm artistic in my food. My kitchen is my muse. This is what I do. Right? And some people are like, oh, that don't go together. Well, who said? How do you think somebody came up with how you think you got a Dorito ranch? And because somebody tried something. They was like, oh, let me try this. Yeah, okay. That's on high because we're not going to be gone long at Taekwondo. Normally we go to church on Tuesday nights, but it's lovely. I'm still not feeling the best, so I am going to take him to Taekwondo, but then I'm coming home to lay down and rest. Okay, we'll get some more food things shown in a second. Okay, sister is making cornbread using Jiffy cornbread mix because that's what we had in the pantry. The chowder is, I'm going to just cover it.
Is it all right?
It's fine. So she's just gonna add a can of corn to a box of Jiffy corn mix, the right amount of milk. She added coconut milk because we don't have almond milk or regular milk, and 1 egg. 1 egg? 1 egg. And so she's gonna give that a little mixy mix into the pan, muffin tins, and then we'll have that to go with the chowder. Okay. All right. Okay, you guys, we're doing food things. This is what we have. We've got some buns and some cheese with our chicken mixture, what we made from the chicken. And that's what it looked like. I just stirred it all together. So we're gonna have that. To that, we have the roast. This is gonna go tonight. Cook all night, and it'll be ready in the morning. We'll cut it off, and then we'll just have to reheat that when we get home from work. And then the soup was off while we went to Taekwondo. So we just have this on saute mode just to warm it back up. Or the chowder, right? So it's a pretty substantial chowder. I probably would have done a little bit of thickener in there, but it's gonna be all well, so that's done. And then here are the corn muffins. So 3 of them are gone. There's still 9 left. And of course that'll be however many meals until we have eat them up. This is Jackson, so that's what that looks like right there. All right. All right, y'all, so that's going to be it for food things today. Of course, I'm resting again. Y'all don't like being down. Being down is not my speed. So many things I need to be doing, but right now, this is what I'm doing. So, yeah, this is what I'm doing. Okay, so those were our food things that we had today. We do want to thank you so much for stopping by. If you liked the video, don't forget to subscribe, and we'll see you next time we're doing food things. Bye, y'all.